welcome to the Arbitrary podcast. Special episode coming now. The Arbitrary podcast is a comedy show. It's not a gossip or celebrity show, but Lotan's a friend of ours, so in light of current events, we sat him down to have a chat. Enjoy.
Welcome back.
Hello, mate.
He's back.
It's been a while.
Hello.
We're behind the camera this time, talking into this dildo.
I know.
We're on the wide though, aren't we? Yeah.
You're on the wide.
That's why I was stretching you out.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. So.
Squanning, boy.
I can't see the notes.
It's going well, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah.
You've been on Big Brother, apparently. We ain't watched it like we said to you in the car.
Oh, no, I know. Thanks for the support, boys, by the way.
We haven't
Number
watched
love, boy. Number love.
We ain't said any of that shit.
Oh, my God.
I watched you go in.
Should we go over the entrance?
Should
we start at the top and work our way south?
I think so.
Obviously, the only way is
yeah,
up.
I think that's a fair point because I've got my notes the other way around. So
right. So
your entrance,
my entrance, I refuse to watch it because the feeling of it alone made me feel sick. Now, normally, if I'm going onto a stage or something, I'm going on as Lotan, the Dreamboy. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can't touch me. I don't give a shit what you say. It does not matter. Then I was stripped of everything and I was well aware I was just going on as myself. Now, the VT was, again, I auditioned with my boss at the time. So I was playing up. I was, do you know what I mean? Acting a lad, all that shit. That ain't me. I was like, okay, right, so now I'm a solo. I'm doing this on my own. I don't need to pretend to be something or anything like that. I can just go and do myself. Turns out, not a great idea.
Turns out you're not very good at being yourself.
No, I'm really not. So, you know that big eye that you see? You know, probably didn't watch the entrance, but I know you did. I came down after, I was in the car. This is like, they put headphones on you and then an eye mask in a car. Right, so I sat there for half an hour, not moving.
And then they drive you to a hotel near Watford, right?
Yeah.
That's right. So I'm sat there like, this is, and I feel like weak and I'm all shaky and stuff. I'm not eating enough. I need a cigarette. I'm dying. I see all these sweets next to me. I'm like, just in my pocket for later. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, I was in a bad way. Massive anxiety attack before I went there. They march you around. They're like, you've got 60 seconds before you're on. And I was like, I'm walking that way. Oh, fuck. So I walk round, I get up the top and I'm like, they're like, you fine? I'm like, yeah. Doors open. Hey, prick wanker, fuck shit. But oh, this is nice.
Yeah, but like you were followed by your VT though. So your VT
I haven't seen my VT again. Still not seen it. And apparently it is the whole cocky little fucker.
Yeah, you do.
They asked me questions and I answered them in the way the Dreamboy would have done.
Yeah.
That aside,
that's the thing. Like, do they kind of want you to? Do they prompt you in acting a certain way of how they want you to be?
In acting anything, they ask you questions that, like, before you go into the show, you want to be in the show, right?
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, this would be great fun. You give them the answers they want to hear. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, you'd say like, things that they want. Oh, this would be great in the show. Because I knew as soon as I get on the show, I can be myself, and that's basically what happened. Yeah. I did what I had to do for them to think this is the guy going in. They got it so wrong.
Yeah.
Because I was me when I was in there. I had no choice but to be me. The only problem is I didn't hold myself as the dream boy long enough. I should have waited till I got inside before I took my armour off. Yeah. When in actual fact I took it off too soon. Everyone was like, you're a nice guy, you don't got to worry about this and this. And I was like,
yeah, okay, because cool. your VT, the way they kind of painted it was like fairly arrogant, to be honest. Like, yeah, it was like when we watched it was like, yeah, that's not you. Because there's even a bit in it where you kind of like look to the side and it looks like you're telling someone to quiet down or shut up or something like that. And then, because that in itself came up. But it was like, that wasn't a natural situation.
We were outside my mum's house for starters. It was probably my old dear I was telling. My mum on TV.
Yeah, but
do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but they made it look like you were shouting at no one. Do you know what I mean? Just for the sake of doing it. And we looked at him, we were like, kind of, that ain't fair, Channel Fair. Like, Channel Fair, Channel 5. Like, it didn't look right.
Like I said, I haven't seen it, so.
Yeah, it didn't look right. It looked.
It didn't paint you in a good picture. Didn't paint you in a good light. Like, and that was the difficult thing, I suppose, in us watching it was that
the thing you have the luxury of knowing me.
Yeah,
I said the luxury. You have.
Oh my God! What a luxury!
I didn't mean that. I mean, do you know what I mean? Like it's.
You have the luxury of knowing me.
You're in a better position.
So privileged.
He's a name brand.
I don't know why I'm taking this on. I should never have said this. But you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I know what you mean.
You know me, so it's kind of like, well, why is this? Why is that? And it does prompt questions.
Yeah.
Why did you do this? Why did you do that? Like, anyone that knew me, I even had people saying, like, online or something along the lines of, he must have been off his nut on cocaine or something when he went there. Are you mad? I was barely wearing my own boxer shorts because they were branded. You think I can sneak in some? What are you playing at?
But I reckon, and I think that's a fair point, because, like, you know what, I don't think, could you have done that? There's no fucking way.
No way.
Like, being paraded.
Before, like, a couple of days
You know what it is? It's the mob. It's not the public's true perception of you. Yeah. Although, given my VT was meant to have been horrendous, so much to the point where I refused to watch it.
Wow.
I could hear what was going on, but not. I was in the car too long, so by the time I got out, my VT was almost over. A song was playing, and then there was like just booze and stuff. And I was like, what on earth could I possibly have done or said? Do you know what I mean? And
yeah, you were painted as like the macho man kind of bollocks.
Like, put it this way: when I was watching your VT, I wanted to rip my head off, so I didn't have to watch it anymore.
It was weird, like, but anyway. So moving on from, so the VT was one thing, right?
Yeah,
you
the
obviously
VT
can't
was
fucking.
shocking, and then obviously I was having mad anxiety walking down there.
Because you did look shook up.
I was mess.
You
I was
looked like
literally
you were shaking up.
okay. You know what? I shouldn't have been in the house for starters, right? The idea, I was depressed and a mess, and I kept telling, I had like a couple of weeks to sort my shit out before I went in there, thinking that I was doing all right with it. I wasn't. All right, because then you don't just have that. You have a week away with a stranger who was a really lovely guy. This guy called Ali. They put you in hiding for a week. For that, that adds another week to the time you've been away. So it's not just you've been there a couple of days. You've already done like 9 to 10 days. It's mental.
And the whole time it's building.
The whole time you've got
yeah.
no phone. You've got no nothing. It's all built up on like what's going to happen, how you're going to be perceived, all this sort of shit. And I was like, well, do I really care? No, but I actually do care about my ex and what she'll think. And I'm in there being so self-aware that I don't want to embarrass her in the sense I don't want to speak about her if I can't give two sides of the story because it's not my story to tell. It all built up and I had a meltdown just before I went down there and I was like, if I fill my mouth with sweets, I might actually not have to say anything. She might just push me through. And that seems like the most illogical thing in the world, but I was petrified.
Yeah.
And if I was arrogant, I wouldn't give a fuck.
It's a really unnatural situation, though, isn't it?
I was so fucking scared.
Yeah.
I've never been scared in my life. I don't get scared of shit.
Well, that was the thing.
You put me there, and all of a sudden I was like, wow. Hi, and I had nothing to say. When do I have nothing to say? I haven't shut up for the past 5 minutes.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I was watching it. I was at Mallett's watching it, and I was saying,
I saw his dad in the barbers actually.
Yeah, he's a good man, old Neil.
But
anyway. But I was saying to Mallet was like, how do you think he's going to do? And I said, it's Lotan, isn't it? He's used to this being on stage, isn't it? And then you come out, and I could just tell your lip was going. And I said to Mallet, I said, he's fucking petrified, man. He is petrified. I could not breathe. Yeah.
I was trying to shallow breathe so no one could notice that I was going in my head. I'm like, and trying to keep my mouth shut. My jaw was like, I was trying to tense my jaw. Like,
yeah, you look tense.
I was fucked, mate.
Tense,
it is a really unnatural thing. And I think it makes me think twice now before. I mean, I shouldn't judge anyone because I'm judged for life. But there's always something else to it. And I kind of took that into the house as well in the sense that when there was an argument, I always said like, okay, this is a situation, it's a crap situation. We can deal with that though. But there must be more to it. Why are you acting like that? Why do you feel this way? No one else did that. So I felt like I was being a mediator all the time. When in actual fact, I was being portrayed like I had to come to control. And really, all I was trying to do was fix things to make everyone fucking happy. And you couldn't always make someone happy. And I was like, why am I trying to change the world? This is exactly what I'm trying to get away from on the outside. I come in here and I'm doing the same shit. Yeah. It gets too much.
Yeah, I think that came across in it. But just sort of going back to the kind of the entrance as such, there was a part in the first episode where like I say, I didn't watch it. So
who's a boy that got like voted in? Yeah,
Tom. So, yeah, Tom.
He sort of said, like, because this was live at the time, like, did you apply for this? And that was aired, and there was a big sort of uproar
was that right?
and stuff.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah. So the question, I suppose, the better question is like, how did you get involved with Big Brother? Like, clear that up. Who approached who? What happened?
I never put in a bit of paper. I never filled out an application. I was approached via Dreamboys. They went to Dreamboys and asked for my details. I think if I'm right, possibly could be incorrect, but again, I haven't seen the emails. There was a bit of a no sort of thing. Obviously, I'm on tour. And I was meant to actually go in there with my boss in the end because he approached them and said, I've got an idea. It's a couples one. Why don't you put us both in? Obviously, he didn't get put in the end. And I went to a lot of the audition stuff with him. So a lot of the stuff that was filmed for VT was when I was with my boss. Now, obviously, I'm considering myself, I'm at work now. So I can put this on. I've got a full metal jacket on. No one can touch me. For a month before I get confirmed, they stop contacting him. So he's no longer wanted for whatever reason. And I get pushed through. So now, again, I'm now on my own. Now I'm like, I don't feel like I have to be a certain way because I'm not worried about, I don't know, let's say losing my job or something.
Yeah.
How's that going?
No. And I think that clears it up. Yeah. I think that clears it up.
It's kind of like, now I'm in it for me.
Yeah. But you didn't audition?
I've never auditioned.
Okay.
I auditioned 10 years ago or something, but I've not auditioned for this.
So,
I remember the first one.
and I think that leads us into the next thing, right? Like, you were once upon a time a Dreamboy.
Correct.
Can you clear up for everyone how that ceased to be true? What happened? Not necessarily what happened, but what is the state of play now and how did it get there?
I went into the house and my last text to my boss before I went into the house was, pass my phone. Let's be pretty.
Confiscated the phone.
Let's be matter of fact about this. Just so
can you move the mic so in the camera it doesn't look like I'm...
Yeah, you're sucking my dick. Let's hold it here.
Oh my god!
Can we zoom in on that one?
Do you even podcast, bro?
So the last text.
We're not going to show this to the camera, but we will. You'll read it. Yeah.
Yeah. With Lou at the moment, been advised. Basically, I was sort of. I don't know. I can skip by that because it's about contracts. It's nothing to do with anyone else but myself.
Yeah.
I love my job and working in the company. I have no plans on leaving.
So that was your statement to him?
That was my statement to him. I have no plan. I want to maintain our working relationship as it is. Now, I've never contracted the Dreamboys. Never have been contracted to the Dreamboys. No one ever will be contracted to the Dreamboys. It's how they work. That's their prerogative.
Yeah.
So, yes, that's it, basically. I said I'm willing to maintain it as it was. I'm self-employed. I work, do shows for you. I get paid, etc. Done. That was it. Obviously, the state of play changed. They've made a few statements. There was a number of social media platforms up in my name, which were not my own.
That's true.
I've never seen anything detrimental towards them either. Even if someone was in the house, I spoke very highly of like the guys I work for are amazing. The company I worked for for years. I've got no bad blood for them. How I speak to a certain person is my own business. What's said between us, again, is no one else's. I've had a lot of digs made about me, actually, by said company. And if they want to do that, it's fine. If they kind of...
What do you think, like, the root of that is? Is it because... it didn't particularly go well for you in the house, or was it over before you went in the house? Was it...
Well, you know what it is? Nothing was over because I've then got a response from the company saying, that's fine, but you're like, I'm still obliged to complete the tour and this, that, and the other. So going in there, categorically, I was still a Dreamboy. I wasn't going in there as a Dreamboy. I was going in there as myself.
Yeah.
What I do for a living is no one's business.
Yeah. No one goes in there as like a fucking dental assistant, do they? Do you know
exactly.
What I mean?
Like,
do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, pull my tooth out.
Yeah.
And I mean, the only thing that's kind of a bit wrong about the whole situation is that I've had a lot of women approach me, and I mean hundreds of women, wanting to know why I'm not going to be at the shows, wanting to know why they've been sold a ticket on the back of me being there. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying for 2 seconds that the company will not exist after me. It was there for 30 years before me. It'll be there 1,000 years after me. I'm not the be all and end all. I'm not at all. I'm just telling you my experience.
Yeah, because there's a lot of women that have their favourite Dreamboy.
Correct. And I'm not saying I'm everyone's, because I'm not everyone's milk too. I get that.
Another thing to mention though as well, I think the perception of why these women contacted you, and before anyone goes like down the whole road of like, oh, that's really, you are a stripper by trade, right? Yeah. Women do contact you and they do pay to see you, and not just you, Rogan, all the other boys as well.
Yeah, all the other boys.
And and in your defense, like one thing we will say is that like, and it's public, people can go look at this themselves. We don't have to prove a point here. Is that the Dreamboys were using your imagery still to this day after you ceased to be a Dreamboy as well. Yeah. So, which does put the perception out of like, we're doing a show, and if Lotan's on it, I expect to see Lotan. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's not an unrealistic expectation.
I think you're totally right. I think the way this has all been dealt with has been very. I've got to be careful with my words because I don't want to say anything that's too shit. I don't want to seem like I'm coating someone off, but I think it's been dealt with badly.
You wish it was different. Yeah,
I wish it was much different. There was no need for it to be.
We
all
like do. Of course,
unfortunately, for Dreamboys, I think they're working they're kind of working the press in the sense that they were panicking or using some sort of excuse to get rid of me because I did have a bit of an upset time with the company before I left. However, there are far more people out there that are giving me love than that are hating me. I'm only human. I did what I did. I've stood by what I did and I owned it. I'm not saying everything I've ever done is right, but I accept responsibility for what I've done and how it's gone. And I've apologised where I've needed to. It's all over the press as and where I've needed to say what I've needed to say. And I'm not doing that for any other reason other than the fact that actually, no, I would have done that if I'd have stayed in the house. I just, like I did with Hannah, I had a row with her. I wasn't upset for what I said to her. I was upset for how I said it because she screamed so loud in my face that actually I raised my voice and I went, whoa, hang on a sec. Take a step back, Lotan. I apologised there and then. To be met with this, go on.
Do you think that, you know, because there was a lot of people saying that, like, womanizer and woman abuser, and there was people saying that someone who speaks like that to women must, you know.
This isn't speaking to women like this. This is speaking to people.
Yeah, true. Okay, that. I'm with you.
Do you know
on
what
that.
I mean?
Yeah.
Because had there been a male in there that had spoken to me with utter disrespect towards my life, towards anything like that, and had gone that personal, I would have been happier for it to be a male because I wouldn't be where I am now. I wouldn't be sat here with you.
Well,
do you know what I mean? Yeah. It's because it's a woman, because I am a big guy, or because I was a big guy, or whatever, like, or bigger than them. Because I will always say what I feel, and because I don't feel like I'm not from a world where I have to hold back and think of this is your height, this is your width, this is your all these list of things that like I'll get told all the time, and I'm responsible for how everyone else is reacting. That's not fair.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think from sort of, from my point of view in watching it, obviously knowing you since we were 5.
Yeah.
Like, I know you're not like that. Mm. And then you mix that into the fact of being in the Big Brother house, that no one on the outside world knows what it's like to be, you know, locked up in a house with a load of people that you might not get on with.
Unless you're in there, unless you're open-minded enough to believe that you'll never understand it.
Yeah.
You're going to say what you want.
And in many ways, I think the reaction to what you did was worse than what you did, yet you paid the price for it.
Yeah, I felt like a scapegoat for what happened after it. It was almost like something was said, you see me react. You don't see me react for the past few days, ignoring everything because it's not entertaining. I'm just going, whatever, la la la. I've been trying to leave the house for how many days, and I'm like, I'm not going to let no one piss me off. I'll go when I'm ready to go. And then I was like, I'm over this. I feel unwell. I'm just going to get really, really hammered, forget everything and whatever. And I did. But unfortunately, she then picked, like, I'm human and I'm going to react. And I've had more people say to me, you're in the right. And I'm not saying I am in the right. I'm saying these people are saying that. And it doesn't make them correct. But I will not pay for the rest of my life for, like, a moment's weakness. Do you know what I mean? I did not. I haven't physically hurt anyone.
Yeah, it wasn't.
I never made anyone cry. I never upset anyone to the point where they were like, "Oh my!" I feel like I want to hurt.
Yeah, do you know what I see this as? Like, and I'm sorry to cut you off. I think like you're bang on the money. This is the equivalent, right? So like, you know, when your favourite sports team, you might have many football team, right? And you kind of go, "I'd have done it this way. I'd have done it that way." Yeah. The manager is dog shit. So these armchair warriors, and I don't think it's not a natural situation. Number one, right? Exactly. And it might come across, and it probably is coming across like we are biased. We like it. We think you're all right. Do you know what I mean? But like, at the end of the day, it's not a fucking natural situation. Listen to what's happening in that fucking house. You got cameras pointing at it, and you're fully aware of what's going down, right? This ain't like it's a shock to you, but you know, we're not built for this shit, dude. We're not built to be looked at and stared at and fucking have everything scrutinised.
This is another right. So there's like a catalogue of things that were happening. I went into the diary room and asked to leave. They said, have a sleep on it. I said, no, you don't understand. Before coming in here, I've thought about it. I'm happy right now. I'm not coming to you like, oh my God, screaming and shouting. Please let me leave now. I'm happy. I want to go. No, give it tonight. I said, you know what? Fine. I went downstairs. I then get told I've got immunity. I can't get voted out. Everyone else is elite, like buzzing off their tits for it. And when they told me, I was gutted. And I didn't look like I was happy. And Gemma said something along the lines of, oh yeah, thank you. I had to force it because I didn't want to be there. I felt like I'd taken that spot from someone else. So I stayed there a few more days. Then I started telling people I want to go again. Like I really want to go. I'm doing my best, but I can't handle it. They then bring Savannah in, and like I'm round with Tom, and they're saying to Tom, "Oh, Tom and me are. You can't be like this. You can't stop fighting each other. It's boring. There must be something else for you to bring." I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. That afternoon, they bring Savannah in. Savannah was beautiful. Girl was cute as hell. Lovely. But as soon as she started talking and stuff, and then they made her dance, I was like, I know exactly what they meant by we want more from you. They weren't getting that.
Yeah.
All right. No way in hell was I going near anyone in the house. I made a very good, clear point to everyone. I wasn't doing it.
So you weren't playing the role they expected?
No. I did everything they didn't want me to do. I was actually really calm. The whole time I was in there. I was just there to have fun. I wasn't there to row with people. I wasn't there to argue. I was in there to enjoy myself. And if it wasn't what I wanted anymore, I was willing to leave. Front runner or not at one point, like I was Bookie's favourite. But I was still ready to go.
You swung it from sort of opening night and first day, because even though I didn't watch the programme.
Yeah. I didn't watch shit, by the way.
I watched literally zero. But I did follow you on. Well, I followed social media, so to see how the outside world was perceiving you, and you switched it real quick from being Bookie's favourite to be evicted to Bookie's favourite to win.
Yeah. And do you know when that happened? One thing I saw, I also kept an eye on the social media side of things, but there was a very emotional exchange with, is that right? Is that the one we're on about?
The bit that I see was someone threw a load of food about or something, and then you sat him down and talked to him as to why he was...
Arthur.
Yeah, that's it. The guy who was a bit off. I don't know how to put it, mate.
But Arthur's a lovely guy.
He seemed alright, but he seemed a bit troubled. Do you know what I mean? He was out of his comfort zone by the looks of it.
Massively out of his comfort zone. But no, this is again going back to the people always look at the situation and never ask why the situation is happening. It's like it's not, you're not going looking at the root cause. You're just dealing with like a temporary problem or whatever. It's like if a place is looking, if it's on two tectonic plates or whatever, and it's constantly having earthquakes, it's like you're just constantly rebuilding on top of it. There's always going to be earthquakes, and then you shift the city, right? But no one looks deeper. No one looks deep enough to think, right, this is the problem.
Good analogy.
Thank you very much.
Very good.
So
stripper, ladies and gentlemen. Stripper with brains.
So like, it was like just looking at underpinning, what's wrong with you? Like, that's sort. I think you're an idiot for that, all right? But I like you anyway. So we all make mistakes. I've done it. I'm sat here right now. It's my fault. But no one was asking what's wrong. And it turns out he was missing his family. He really missed his fiance. He's struggling with how it works in here. He's worrying about people's perceptions and stuff. And he did always come to me. And I was like the backbone of it all. And it was only when I couldn't take that anymore, because I felt like it was almost like he was always reverting back to me. So he didn't care. At one point, he stopped caring about what other people thought. So he was willing to destroy whatever, because he always had me by side. Lotan's got my back, sort of thing. And that's where I felt I was being used, because I was like, well, you've not apologised to me, because what you've said has actually hurt me. I said, I'm not going to stop being your friend. I said, but I've got to back off from you for a bit because I'm mad at you. I'm not trying to ostracise you. I'm just trying to pull away so you understand that every action has a reaction. All right, and you're not always going to be my favourite person, even if I'll always like you, but you can still piss me off and I can still like you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, because I think the thing that sort of made me laugh about the whole thing is after that sort of part of the show, then people's perceptions started to switch, and then you had that thing with Chanel. Yeah. And then she was just...
He's fucking watched the show, innit? He's bollocking you. He fucking knows.
No,
I don't know what you lot are on about.
I had to do my research for this. Someone has to put in some work. But
Talent.
Exactly. So you had like this thing, and then you kind of let her down gently, I thought, in terms of, just kind of back off because she was like coming on. And everyone was loving you. And then, I don't know whether it's through editing, because you didn't seem to change at all. But then all of a sudden they started showing the show showed what they wanted people to see of you. Mm. They wanted to change. It seemed like they wanted to change the perception to, obviously, to get people to watch it.
Like, what do you mean by that, though? Like, what do you mean?
Well, it's obviously in their best interest to make a show entertaining. So if Lotan's being, or anyone in that house, because it's happened, it's not just to Lotan and not just because he's my mate. I've noticed it a few times just through looking at social media and things like that and little snippets. Is they'll put someone in a good light one day and then they'll show him being a prick the next day.
Right.
And
I'll tell you what. I'll give you a quick. Like, this is how easy it is to edit something to show it how they want it to be seen. One night there was a secret eviction. We weren't meant to know about it, and as far as the public concerned, we didn't know about it. We knew about it. Do you know what I mean? So we had a task. I had to go listen to that Hannah sing for like an hour and a half in a room where you can get out just on repeat, 60-second repeating of her singing the same thing over and over. In exchange, the girls got an afternoon or whatever in the salon. They had hairdressers come in. They would do whatever they needed to be done. As soon as the girls walked in, this guy went, right, so I'll sort out your hair for tonight's eviction.
Bang.
Done. Right? We knew then. Okay, that was the morning, early afternoon, let's say. So we tell everyone. They start getting ready. But bear in mind as well, because I've been in hospital and Becca had been in hospital, she'd been talking to people as well. She already had an inkling. We start getting ready. Well, I didn't. Everyone else that was up for eviction got ready.
You don't need to get ready, do you, Lotan? You wake up like that.
I woke up like this. I woke up like this.
Oh, I just wasn't up for eviction, prick. What I'm getting at.
He wakes up buff. He ain't got to put that on. Yeah. He wakes up buff.
What happened is...
what happened was 9 years in the goddamn gym lifting shit. That's what happened.
So basically, we knew, right? But after a certain amount of time, we could hear the audience. I was like, because I was in the toilet underneath. One of my pals was in the toilet underneath. He was like, look, Lotan, you can hear it. So I just thought, so I just run up the stairs, put my ear next to the door. You can hear like Emma and whatever going on outside. But how they showed it was they saw us earwing the door and then showed us starting to run around getting ready. This is something that's happened throughout the whole course of the day. But they wanted you to, they didn't want you to know that we found out about it because we're not supposed to know shit.
The plot thickens.
Exactly. It's that easy to make, like, for example, let's say I say something. We're all sat, this is clever as well. So they sit us all in a circle, don't they? So you sat in a circle, you've got X amount of people on this side, X amount of people on this side. Camera. If I say something and a person on this side might not react, but then something else might get said and then they might react. But they can show it, that reaction, and use it to the response to that. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
If I say, well, do you remember this funny thing happened the other day and someone doesn't find it funny, and they go, but then someone else says, oh, such a dick. And then they show someone's reaction going,
so they can cherry pick
and
create situations.
Because there's so many cameras.
Yeah.
You can create anything you want. You can make it whatever you want to make it. It's very clever. It's a great show. It's totally built to fuck with not only our heads, but the audience's heads. Because when we come out and we say, that didn't happen, they go, oh, people always say that. There's a reason, because it's not how it happened. It's
very easy to have things taken out of context.
My life. Like, you would not believe. I got called up into the diary room for fun. My ass is like a shelf after that show. Shit you not. I was constantly, it was like, Lotan, please come. Everyone used to joke about it because I was always in trouble. And it wasn't for being naughty or rude or anything. It was, I'd do like, say I fancied watching Ace Ventura, but when I watch it, I'll do it for everyone. So everyone was sat around and I'll just do that.
Great movie, by the way. We did so many memes.
Movie.
It was a great fucking
movie. But there's like all sorts of characters in that.
Yeah.
I've just got to free up some space on my camera. Carry on.
So you've got like African people in there, you've got American, blah, blah. I forget how many characters of what ethnicities are in that scene.
Yeah.
So I'll do them all. And then I'll get called up and they'll be like, oh, you just impersonated an African person. I was like, there are African people in the world. Is that a problem? I mean, yes, because it can be perceived as racial. I was like, but you know full well I was doing a scene from a film whereby I was also doing an American accent.
Yeah.
And yet, what really baffled me is I would always take off Tom. I was always impersonating Tom, putting on the Welsh accent. You'd know if you'd fucking watched. Anyway.
I believe you though, because that's what we do though, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's
it's just what we do, play off of each other. Yeah. And it was fine because he's Welsh, he's Irish, he's Welsh, he's white, sorry, it's not a problem. But then when me and Hannah would have banter, and we did, but like have fun sometimes.
Yeah.
She's like of Nigerian origins, and
so they're worried about that.
So when she got mad at me, she would speak to me like in the Nigerian sort of accent.
Yeah.
And then I'd talk back to her like it, and it was da-da-da-da, and we were laughing and joking. I get called into the diary room, and I was like, well, why am I being called up? It's no worse than what I'm doing.
It's good to note that you're not from a full white family.
No, I know. Yeah, exactly. Like,
yeah,
like I'm,
and that sounded racist.
Yeah,
you're not a full white
family.
No,
I'm not. Not at all. I am the biggest. Like, I call myself an in-betweener. I don't know what I am. Do you know what I mean?
But does it matter though? Like,
no, it does. But that's just it. If you make an issue where there isn't an issue, I think you're dealing with a lot of like issue.
Do you know what I mean?
You're not helping it. You're brilliant. You're promoting something that isn't there in that argument. Like if something is ever racial or something, it does need to be addressed. Okay, but if it's not, and it's just someone, I don't know, let's just say having fun with their friends or whatever, I'm not saying you should throw the M word around or anything like that. Don't take this out of context, but it's a matter of, if I'm Irish and then you're South African and you start talking to me.
Above your head is the fucking certificate. I'll lift the camera to that bitch.
He's actually more British than I am.
Yeah.
Congrats.
And I was born here.
But I understand your point.
Yeah, exactly.
I understand your point.
You take piss and speak Irish, and then I start getting Afrikaans. Oh, get tiger, get back in the cage. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not being racist. No, just how you speak.
That's how people speak.
Yeah. Precisely. Yeah. But it's so difficult because I kept going there saying, this game isn't built for me because I have so much to say and so much that I want to do and the way I want to speak. Sometimes people are like, we don't even know what personality you are today.
That's one of the things that I kind of like about, like, I don't like Big Brother. That's why I don't watch it. But one thing I like about it is it highlights how fickle people are about them sort of issues. Yeah. Not issues, them sort of things. Like, people do that all the time.
I walk into the house. I said to Ellie, I was like, oh my God, you're black. Where have you been? Because she was tanned to shit. Right. She was tanned. It's how I speak. I wasn't going, oh my God, you look, apparently, I didn't know till I got out, because even Big Brother didn't pull me up on it. They were like, oh yeah, there's a massive race issue. I went, are you kidding me? I was just saying, like, you're so dark. Yeah. That's all.
I say way worse shit than that, dude.
But this is the thing, like, I wasn't ever in the house rude, like, there was no malice in anything that I did.
Yeah.
No joke that I played, nothing that I said or whatever unless you're absolute idiots, can be perceived as something it wasn't. You'd have to really want to make it something that it's not. Yeah. But again, because of the way I acted in the house, and I was just a joke. I was trying to have fun, make people laugh all the time, trying to fix arguments all the time. Just so everyone kind of realised this is a game, we should play it. Have fun with it. We're getting fucked with. The biggest game player in this house is the fucker that owns the house. It's not us. So why do we care? And they go, oh, do you reckon this happened? Do you reckon this happened? I'm like, why do you give a fuck? We have no control. We're never going to fucking know. We can think about this for the next 10 hours. Oh, let's do that. I'm all right, thanks. I'm already thinking about fucking 10 million things going on the outside. Don't need to be added to by some geezer that's going to fuck with my head.
Yeah.
I don't care. Yeah.
On that note, like, is there anything you want to, because in all fairness, another interview with a lovely lady, I can't remember her name. Stacey came out today, so we don't want to kind of like go with the same shit. Yeah. But like, ultimately, is there anything that you wanted to take the time to say you want to take? And before we do that, open invitations to the Dreamboys and I feel like we have the right to say something because they commented on a tweet that we made. Guys, we have mics, we have cameras. I'll send you my address, inbox me, and we will have a podcast. We'll have a debate. We'll have a chat.
Funny you should say that because one of the owners.
Yeah.
He used to live opposite.
I know. Yeah, I know exactly what you're on about.
Yeah.
Happy to have a chat. After being told that it's the most hilarious shit that they've seen, seeing as they know you best. That was along the lines they were saying it. And guys, we're happy to have a chat. You know what? We're not.
I think it was more at that Stacey, because she's put about that she knows you so well and all of this, and then they commented saying that's the funniest thing I've ever read. No one knows him better than us.
All I will say is
my camera's gone down again. But carry on.
Okay.
We will, don't worry.
What I will say is, if you're still talking about me, there's a reason for it.
Yeah.
If I'm no part of what you want moving forward,
Yeah.
never mention me again.
Yeah.
There's
And
no need for it.
we're happy to have a chat. Like,
Do you know
at
what I mean?
any point.
I have no issue with anything. But I've seen lots, and I don't think people realize how much I've seen. I've seen things get put up, things get pulled down. I've seen certain people contradicting themselves, saying that I've done this or I'm no longer doing this, and then all of a sudden they're promoting it, and then all of a sudden, as a result of tonight's show, this has happened. That's I think. People are hanging themselves, basically.
That's
and I
business.
don't need to say anything.
That's the entertainment game.
Exactly, but unfortunately, there's a right way to play it and a wrong way, and they're only embarrassing themselves. So whoever this person is, I'm pretty sure they know who they are. You're making yourself look stupid.
Yeah, and we are more than happy to have a chat. Like, it doesn't have to be some kind of like Facebook, not even Facebook, sorry, Twitter. Have we got a Facebook account? We don't
We
have
have
we?
now. Yeah.
Okay, no, fuck that. Don't worry about that later. I'm not promoting that. I hate Facebook. But if they want to have a chat,
like it's on Facebook. You couldn't see him right there, but that just happened.
No, they can see him. He's on that bitch
shit!
there.
Now you've seen it twice.
Yeah.
You press thumb up.
Yeah, but like we're more than happy to have a chat about that. Okay, so that's the Dreamboys covered off. Is there anything you want to add? You want to say? You've got 5 minutes, 10 minutes, an hour, however long you want, that you feel you want to get out as a last fucking hurrah, because I know this subject must be getting boring as fuck.
You know what the most annoying part of this thing is that every time I have a talk with someone, I either say something and it doesn't get shown, I say something and it gets misinterpreted, or I forget what the fuck I want to say. And right now I have the best opportunity to think of everything, and I can't even remember what I've spoken about over the past 20 minutes.
Well,
realness. rickety realness.
But you know what?
like,
Actually, what I will say...
go,
sorry, mate,
go,
quickly.
go.
What I will say is I've had a lot of... it makes me smile. A lot of people online, as you do, haters, whatever.
The keyboard warriors.
Yeah, I know. Probably like in their mum's basement. Like,
Yeah, well, there's nothing wrong
Yeah.
with it, mums.
I know.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, they're like, oh, they've forgotten about you and all this sort of stuff. You forget I've been in the house. You forget that I know there's a lot of stuff you don't see. And the fact that I'm seeing me being mentioned so much in the house in the short space that they're actually showing, I can only imagine what's going on.
Well, they're still putting you in sort of tweets and Instagram posts and
Yeah, I mean,
Are they?
yeah,
Wow.
like, it's like sort of flashbacks to sort of memories and shit.
Oh, nice. That's nice of them.
Whether that's them themselves or people doing it.
mate, I'd love to get my ass back in there, because Kieran the other morning, when he was actually told that I wouldn't be going back in, lost his shit. Now, I spoke to Savannah earlier on, and she said Kieran went off, like he was smashing the place up. And they never showed it.
That's spicy news.
Right?
That's exclusive.
Literally, no one knows this. Kieran smashed the house up. He was kicking shit out in the garden.
Who's Kieran? Is he all right?
Kieran's one of my pals. It was
Is he
like
all right?
we had like a three-way,
Is
didn't
he
we?
like the one that sort of like kind of
Good-looking guy, longish sort of hair, bit of a beard.
Was he the one who smashed his boss?
Yes.
He smashed his boss, didn't
Yeah.
Oh,
he?
what the blonde haired
Yeah.
bird? Ah, right.
Oh,
Yeah.
legend.
Right. So yeah.
We like Kieran.
So-
Kieran's our next guest.
So he was like, he's ready to go for a long time, but obviously he was kicking the place apart, saying it's one wall for one for the other. Lotan's like did what he did, and yet everyone else acted really aggressively. I had one of the girls touching my nose. Like, if that's not getting in my face and in my space, I don't know what is.
That's assault.
I was like, no, it is. Like, what the fuck? I would never have done that. I didn't. I stood there. I stood my ground. I never got. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it was the whole thing. I watched it.
They
the
got-
whole thing was blown so far out of like,
Yeah, it was
proportion.
massive. It's
But
fucking.
it's probably because like their ratings weren't great.
No, I hear they're getting better as well. No, that's a lie. It's a lie. Anywho, what I'm
Emma's
getting at
alright,
anyway
though,
is
isn't she?
Emma is a weapon, but I don't think she like thought much of me after I come out.
Nah, she doesn't like you, man. She does not like you.
No,
Who's Emma?
The
Willis.
host, the
Oh,
host.
yeah.
she's like one of the
she's
most
an-
beautiful women on the planet, and I
You reckon?
absolutely made myself.
Yeah,
look
it's
good.
like
Really?
you know, like Lotan, like he does alright with women. He ain't getting that one.
I reckon that Emma, like, I'm sure she's right, but like,
I just wasn't
she's
interested.
a
married.
5 on the celeb scale, a 4 or a 5. That Emma. You're talking about celebrities, right?
Yeah.
She's a 4.
Oh no! Oh, what are you talking about? Like grading them by the status?
By just like celebrity and hotness.
She's mate, up close. She's so much more beautiful.
She's not.
I'd even take a punt at Ryland.
Yeah, she's not my type.
Anyway, what I was getting at,
Bob will drag his nutsack through like a fucking field of broken glass to hear Emma fart through a walkie-talkie. That's an old joke. I just
let's make it happen.
It's an old joke.
Anyway, what I was getting at is like they are not showing. I'm not saying I want Kieran to be shown in that light. I'm just saying his upset and his passion or whatever was not shown because it was shown in a way that would have been detrimental to the company
and to their decision.
Exactly.
Yeah, so word around a campfire is that this Big Brother series has been the most complained about series in Big Brother's history, apparently.
For what reasons? Do you know
I know. Just something I read in the... that was actually like in a newspaper. That was in the Metro, yeah.
They love me not.
Yeah. It wasn't... I don't think it was necessarily to do with your good self. Like, I don't think it helped.
No, I think there's a lot of...
But painting someone a certain way makes it look worse than it is.
Yeah, of course. But again, I can't blame them for doing it. I feel gutted that I allow myself to sort of be led down the garden path. Because when you're in there, you are in a bubble. And ultimately, Big Brother does become someone that you want to confide in. Now, I'd refuse to do it all the time. They'd say, if any time you get upset, come and talk to us about it. Don't talk to anyone else. No, because I'm not that guy. If I've got a problem with you, I'm going to come and tell you, by the way, in the most polite manner I can, I have an issue with you. This is my issue, right? You know you stand with me. This is it. And then they know. If I go up to the Big Brother or whatever and I bitch about it in there and I come down, I'm all happy again. No, because they'll show that and you look two-faced.
They want the bitchiness.
Precisely,
because you'll go to Big Brother, this is what makes me laugh, is you'll go in the diary room and you'll say some shit and then they'll do like a game, one of the, what do they call them? Like a...
Task.
Then you do a task. And then they'll play a little clip of you in the diary room.
But that's just it. I was dying.
Because they want you to kick off.
They rarely showed any clips because I always maintain everything that I said in the diary room mirrored what I said in the house. I was never, ever 2 seconds worried in the slightest that anything would get shown. Because everyone, I wonder why do you give a fuck? Ultimately, whatever you said, you thought at some point. You don't even have the bollocks to say it in front of the person. I'm not that guy. I'm not out to ruin anyone or upset anyone, but nevertheless, if I have an issue, you're going to know about it. If I'll sit you down and say, look, I think you're an absolute donut. That's my feelings. These are my reasons why. If I back it up, I warranted, it's fine. But it's when people had issues or thought they had issues, created issues out of nothing, and they couldn't support their case. And then when I picked it apart, they had nothing to say. They panic and then they calling me a dickhead. And I was like, you are so dumb right now. I'm asking you a question. You shut up, you're a dickhead. Fuck off. Why can't you just answer me? I'm asking you a question. Oh, don't come at me. You're getting defensive now. All I'm doing is asking you a question. You've asked me one. I've asked you. It's quite the conversation. But you know full well you have no case. You have no point. And if you don't, then don't try and pipe up because you want a bit of airtime. All right? If you're annoyed at me because you think that I'm getting more than you, that's your problem. You deal with it. It's not mine. You put it onto me and then I come to you and say, right, we've got a lot to talk about and you don't want to talk, then we have another issue. The people in there are just fake ass twats. I'm not going to lie.
Exclusive.
Yeah. I loved some of them dearly, right? And others, I saw Chanel crying about Ellie on TV last night, right? I love Ellie to bits. I was on the phone to her mum, reassuring her that she's going to be fine.
She mate, like that person.
Yeah.
Is she mate, yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know why. I've just been told by someone in the press that Chanel is going to cry tonight and say, I just feel like you're your friend. You don't give a shit, all right? You know what the issue is with you right now? Fuck, someone's taken the limelight away from me. They've got more power because actually they're a couple. He's the newbie, she's the whatever. She doesn't give a fuck about the fact that Ellie might actually get hurt in this because she's the most endearing young lady and she just needs to be loved.
She's like a rabbit caught in headlights in the house. She has no idea what's going on.
No. You watch this fucking show, bro. Yeah. You are fucking all over this show.
I've had to do some research.
He creams this
That's
show.
what I'm saying. Ultimately, I want to go back in the house for a day just to go, right, I'm going to fuck this all up. Yeah. I'm going to let you know
all three of us should
this
go
has
in.
been said.
Huh?
Exactly.
I think all three of us should go in.
Yeah, you know everyone. Can you introduce me?
Endemol. Yeah, love you. But But yeah, like it's stuff like that sort of boils your blood, because people in there, you have no choice but to believe or want to believe. I've done it. I've gone up to Raf and gone, I think you're a sly little shit. I think you're a bullshit. I think you're full of it. I genuinely think you're lying to me all the time.
Who's the bald-headed fella? The old
Joe.
He's good.
Is you all right?
You know what? I really like Joe. I saw my granddad in him from the moment I walked in. He's very set in his ways, and he says something sometimes where
he's very to the point.
Yeah, but to the point as long as it's his point.
Oh yeah.
Which is, but then again, that's set in his ways.
Yeah.
This is my point. I don't give a fuck. Okay.
That's what I like about him. He makes things so awkward, and I love it.
No, it does. Like,
I mean, I don't watch it.
I really like him. Like,
You're a bitch.
You can tell who I liked and who I tried to like things. I never wanted to cause confrontation with anyone. It was never my goal. But you can't avoid it. And you, like, if I don't know, I don't see you boys as much as I'd like to. But if we fell out one time or whatever, it's easy for us to, because I could go 2 weeks without us talking. It wasn't.
Yeah, but like the difference is,
let's go for a bit.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? Whereas you don't get that, and with strangers who you don't actually care about, but you have to also think.
Well, that's the thing. You're very forced into talking to these people.
I think it's a different conversation.
Why don't you come into this room right now, and then can you bring her with you as well? I know you hate it, but we should do that. Why don't you ask her a really personal question?
Yeah.
Okay. Why?
Like if we had an argument now, you could just leave. Or I could just leave.
Have it in there. Should we play Truth or Dares?
Yeah.
What? No! I don't want to play. What are you doing to me? Sorry.
Yeah.
Christ, you know what I mean? Fuck's sake. I'm like, I ain't playing. Oh, he wants airtime. No, I don't. Just leave me alone. I don't want to play with you. You're idiots. Can't win them all. It's a life experience, and I wouldn't change it for the world.
So, kind of semi sort of wrapping this up. What's next? What your plans?
I'm currently looking into starting a show. Actually.
Whoa!
Exclusive. I've got.
I thought he was just going to fucking regurgitate the same shit he was on about earlier.
I've got. Some,
He's dropping some bombs.
Yeah, oh mate. I'm in talks with a couple of people with the power to actually not only fund me but get me where I need to be. I'm
going to put like clickbait and be like, Lotan is going to take on the Dreamboys with his own production just to get a fucking response. I'm not really. I'm just.
Yikes! Well, technically I will be, but I mean, there's room for everyone. Blowing out someone else's candle does not make yours shine brighter. Yeah.
Boom. That's some deep shit. That's some deep shit.
You know it's.
That's some deep shit. And I'll say to all the haters, right? Steve Harvey once said one of the most gangster things ever, right? If a dog barks at the moon, all right?
Dude, I use that in the house.
Yeah? If a dog barks at the moon, all right? And the moon barks back, the dog gets famous. One time, I would drop this mic, but I paid for it.
He said that to me.
I think he's been watching it.
Before I went in the house, he said that to me.
Yeah.
And when I was in the house, I had to have Ellie read out my tweets to me.
Yeah.
Now either I could let her read bad tweets about her, or I hear bad tweets about myself. What they didn't tell me is when I'd chosen, which obviously I said I'll take it because Ellie's soft as shit. They didn't tell me that Ellie would have to read my bad tweets, so I was expecting hell. And they were all right. But some guy said something and I'm like, oh, Lotan's just makes me cringe. And I was like, I think I said something. No, I to the first one, I was like, I'm not going to say shit. And they were like, no, it's all right. I was like, ain't that bad. I said, but you know, if the dog barks at the moon, like no one thinks shit. I said, the moon barks back. You made a dog famous.
And a dog only barks at moving cars. Think of that one for a minute. Don't bark on no parked cars.
I have no idea what
that dog ain't barking at your Polo.
You totally lost me.
Oh shit.
Why are the dogs barking at moons and cars and stuff?
Oh, fuck's sake. Ignore him.
How is the moon famous?
No, the dog gets...
What's the moon famous
It's a hypothetical, you dumb shit.
Oh, my life.
Not the education. Not the education.
Anyway,
lesson learned.
But yeah, so show. You can't obviously say too much about it.
No, can't say really very much about it. It's very early stages.
But it's coming.
I'm looking into starting up my own clothing brand as well.
Boom.
As well as...
Make plus sizes for your boy. For your boy. I need that 2XL. I need that 2XL.
Double XL.
I need that Giacomo shit. I only wear that Giacomo.
Other websites are available for obese men.
No, there ain't. I only use Giacomo.
I've totally lost my train of thought.
So your clothing line.
What else am I
You're
doing?
gonna drop some. You're gonna drop some.
Yeah,
fire.
and there's possibly 1 or 2 TV shows.
You already put one on Twitter. You could talk about that one, right?
Oh, so well, I got asked like to audition for Love Island a lot before. Obviously, stuff for me and Lizzie was very fresh in my head. I couldn't bear the thought of
Lizzie being your ex for the audience.
Lizzie, my ex. Yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't bear the thought of doing a TV show where I actually have to actively hook up with someone or try to and all that sort of stuff. And it wouldn't have worked for me anyway because...
Is that what Love Island's about? I've never watched it.
Yeah. It's
You fuck it. I bet you fuck it. I bet you know.
I've never watched it, but you know that Amber girl?
Yeah.
She's really, really...
Honestly, I've never watched it.
Bollocks.
Is that what
He's
they do?
fuck. He's bullshit.
Rocket,
I
mate.
might start watching it.
Bollocks. He's fucking bollocks.
Watch it. Watch
Touch
it.
that shit, didn't he?
Watch it.
Bob loves Love Island.
Yeah.
You should see his Insta. It's lit.
Do they like have to survive like Castaway?
It's ain't
No.
about you. It's about him. We've got a celeb in the house. Shut up.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So you auditioned for Love Island,
I just,
or you,
no,
they
I got
wanted
asked
you
audition for
to,
Love Island.
right?
I turned them down. They kept they were hounding me for a little bit about auditioning and stuff, and I was like, I've split up with Lizzie and all this sort of stuff, but I obviously had hope. And I wouldn't put myself in a situation. It'd be fake anyway. Like I couldn't actually possibly ever fall for someone if I was in love with someone else.
Manufactured, yeah.
We're invaded. We've been invaded.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, I just couldn't deal with
Some off, some
seeing
off,
me kiss someone or something like that. Like she don't on TV. That's horrible. It's not.
Of
the way
course,
I
yeah.
act.
Naturally.
However, I've only been out a week and I've learned enough to not want to go back. And now I think I've embarrassed myself enough trying to
Be the sweet guy.
Yeah.
You did cry on national television.
Yeah, no.
Like
and
a bitch.
Suck it, you bitch.
don't know why I agreed to this shit.
Like a little bitch.
Suck it, you bitch.
Yeah, I do it again too. Shit. Damn.
Anyway, carry on.
Anyways. No, I absolutely adore the girl. You boys know. She was the world for me.
Yeah, she was a nice
Yeah.
girl.
Now I think that so much has changed in such a short time, and
You're ready to move on, is what you're saying.
I need to move on.
Yeah, but
Ready
you
or
ain't gonna
not.
fall in love and shit. Do you know what I mean? You ain't
imagine
gonna.
me
There's
falling
gonna be
in
no
love.
stag
I mean-
do anytime soon. Do you know what I mean?
No. Shit, no. But it would be nice to actually meet someone that made me like feel the way and some of what she made me feel. I don't ever expect anyone to match her or anything like that. But she's moving on and I need to as well. I need to also, sorry. So I'll be doing that. And yeah, so I've reapplied basically.
Nice, man.
So I did that probably just about an hour before I got here. So we'll see what happens. I mean, nothing comes of it, whatever. There's always going to be stuff in the pipeline, and I'm not what I was in those split seconds trying on TV ultimately. So
Yeah, we
in
know.
3 weeks,
Yeah, we know that.
it's
We know that.
We recreate that on Twitter for everyone who wants to retweet that. That's some dank shit.
Oh yeah, check that out on Twitter. You'll see some great acting skills from myself.
You'll see Lotan
watch the arms. Watch the arms.
You'll see Lotan being extremely violent.
Yeah.
I want to see the fucking men back us up.
When they
here.
come in here, you was crying like a pussy. Yeah.
Yeah. Next thing is to get Bob crying on TV.
Fuck him in the fucking eye.
I don't cry.
No, it's the wind, man. It's the wind. I got that hay fever. I hate.
The wind in my
Somebody
face
give me a
will dry
goddamn
my
pair of
tears.
teeth.
The wind in my face will dry my tears.
You'll never see me cry.
Oh well.
I won't give you the satisfaction.
Are you happy, Lotan? Is there anything else?
Nah, you know what? That's a wrap.
You're doing some good shit. You're positive about it. Or
Yeah, mate. The only way is up, and ultimately, I think it's more of it's all about perception. People seem to think that I'm at the end of my tether, or if I'm under rocks right now. I'm not.
no, you're not. Yeah.
And if you think that I am, don't worry if you're worried at all, because I'm actually quite happy.
Yeah.
I'm really excited. There's so much. This is a new life for me now. I've got so much coming my way, so it's really exciting stuff, and I'm pleased. I wouldn't change it. I really wouldn't. It made me what I am, and it made me realise what I loved about myself and what I hated about myself, and all this in between. It was therapy for me, and it was good. It's over, and it's time to move on.
Would you do it again?
Fuck no.
Thank God for that. And that's where we'll end it.
Good shit.
Thanks to the chat, Lot.
Good
It's
talk.
been a pleasure, boys.
Good talk.
Much love.
Peace.